Leaving Pie Town, some more dirt road walking, and this is an alternate out of Pie Town. The red line, it was road walking also, but then it turned to trail, I think. However, looked like not much water going on the red line, and it was about 8 miles longer. It's already kind of a long food carry. There's little like bumpy mountains back there. So be able to cut off 8 miles, and then also just getting a full resupply. And if there's not much water, if I have to carry like 4 liters, it's pretty heavy. So we'll see. I think it's somewhere between 120, 130 miles to Doc Campbell's, depending on what you take. We'll be doing the Gila River alternate, possibly the Gila high route. Again, sort of depending on how I feel. I think the high route's a little shorter. The Gila River alternate basically just seems like it just follows the Gila River. You cross it over 100 times. You're in a canyon, so you don't have to worry about water except for wet feet, because you're just constantly crossing the river. And these next few days are going to be colder than normal, or well, I'm not sure than normal, but colder than it has been, getting down into the low 30s at night. So wet feet, low 30s, could be some frozen shoes and socks, which I wouldn't have expected for southern New Mexico, but there it is. I had a good stay at the Toaster House. Pioneers had good pie. Gathering Place had good breakfast and decent cheeseburger yesterday. Ran into a fair amount of hikers and a couple bikers, and it was a good stay. Ran into one bike packer who was a NOBO hiker, finished her northbound CDT through hike, and then got on a bike and has been bike packing. She said today, or so far she's been like 33 days that she biked. She's not counting 0 days, and just you move a little bit faster on a bike than on your legs. That's kind of a crazy thing to do. Good for her. She's almost done. I think she was saying maybe 5 more days and she'll be done. Sitting around breakfast table this morning with 5 other hikers, and people start asking, oh, where does the Amtrak run from Lordsburg, and where's better to fly out of, Albuquerque or Tucson? And it's kind of crazy. We're getting to that point where people are starting to think about and plan out how they're going to get home, because we're getting pretty close relatively to the end of the trail. I think it's 300 to 400 miles left, and leaving Pie Town, I got Doc Campbell's, and then from there I think it's like about 2 days till Silver City, and then I think it's just maybe a 3-4 day stretch to Lordsburg, and then a 3 or 4 day stretch to the border. That's it. So this is the last big stretch of roughly 130 miles, and then it's just like 60, 80, 80. Crazy. Almost finished. Pretty cool spot. So it's propane stoves, and it's a shower, toilet, laundry, Wi-Fi supposedly. Doesn't seem to be working. There's no soap at the moment for laundry. Water, picnic tables, and the breakfast burrito that I packed out. And, it's kind of a bummer that's not the end of the day. Just chill here. There's power too. I think you could charge. So, but still, pretty nice setup just for hikers. Cool. Good morning. From day, I think 118. Found this nice spot last night. Got some coffee. I did about 24 out of town, which is pretty decent. Didn't leave till like 10:30, so. But climbing up, I think I hit like 9,000 feet, or will in a little bit. It's chilly. I'm wearing my puffy and a fleece. Chilly. I'm feeling very tired. My right leg, hip, and shin and ankle is pretty achy, especially at the end of the day yesterday. And part of it, I think, is a heavier pack, full resupply, and then I had to carry water to dry camp. So the last 3-4 miles of the day, my pack was pretty heavy. I'm not really sure what to do. If there's, stretches I should be doing or something. And I haven't been taking any sort of pain meds, any Tylenol or ibuprofen for a while, since, I'm not sure, I stopped somewhere in Wyoming, I think. So, but I've just how my ankle and hip stuff are feeling. I'm like, man, maybe I should get some just to finish off this trip. But I was listening to a podcast the other day where this guy kept going back to, he doesn't take anything. He doesn't take any pills. And he's like, if something's hurting, there's because there's an underlying issue, and the pill just masks it. And I agree with that, for sure. But I would have definitely taken some ibuprofen last night to help my leg stop hurting. So, something to be praying about. Also, I got my guest badge for the NDA area, the National Defense Area. That's like the last mile of trail the Army took over. So, got that back. That's good. It's good through October of 2026. So now I can officially finish. 8:09. Leaving camp. It's pretty late for me. And it's okay. I just could not motivate myself at all. Like, come on. You have to do at least 25. And I'm like, well, I did 24 yesterday. And I didn't start hiking till 10:30. Like, yeah, but you had town legs. True. Like, man, you really need to do more like 30 so that make sure you don't run out of food. I'm like, you just ration food. Who cares if I show up hungry to Doc Campbell's? Even after I made coffee, usually sitting up and making coffee helps quite a bit, but I just so slow. Slept fairly good last night. I was up for maybe about an hour. I had to go out, get up and pee in the middle of the night about 1 o'clock. Stars looked pretty, and I don't normally do that. I normally kind of dehydrate myself pretty good so that I don't have to get up in the middle of the night. Yeah, I was just so tired. But I'm walking now. I'm feeling a little better. Not sure how far I got to water. It might be 7 or 8 miles maybe. Should probably check that. Yeah, I just got water from that big old tank. It's a little green, but it filtered clear. In today's news of Tim doesn't plan very well, we have, I think, about a 22-mile water carry. It's not great. It's like 2:30. I've done, I think, a little over 15 miles, maybe 16. So I'm not really looking to do 22 more miles today. Be a pretty long day, which means I have to dry camp, which means my pack feels really heavy right now because I got a bunch of water. Thankfully it's not that hot, but I am gonna use my sun umbrella for a little bit to make it even less hotter. The other unfortunate thing, I think within that 22 miles, it's like 5,000 feet of elevation climbing. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, still on the road. This is not officially the CDT, although I did just see a CDT sticker. I think it probably was the old CDT, and then they rerouted it probably to get off of dirt roads. It just made a lot more sense. This road went straight to the water source, and then there's another road that went straight back to the trail. So that just makes solid science, if you ask me. Alright, 7:06. Did a little better today. Was up at about 5:50. But still just laid around for a while. Finally made coffee. Probably like 6:30-ish. Got the sun coming up behind me. A little chilly. Not too bad. Feels all right. Today I will make it to the Gila River alternate. So that's kind of exciting. I don't think I'm actually going to make it to the Gila River. We'll see. I think once I hit the alternate junction, it's still possibly like 20 miles to the actual Gila River. But we will see. I'm on my way. Well, I was just looking ahead at how far Doc Campbell's is and what's up with Doc Campbell's, and I made a boo-boo. One comment says for winter hours that they're closed Tuesday and Wednesday, and I think normally they're closed on Wednesday anyways, and I'm gonna get there Tuesday sometime in the day, and they will not be open Wednesday, and they will open Thursday at noon. So I might be fasting Wednesday, accidental fast. There's not really anything else I can do. I mean, there's been several cars on this road that I'm on right now. I could start asking people if they have any extra food. I think there's a campground there by Doc Campbell's, and I could beg for food. Or I'm just gonna have to just fast, or starting like right now, rationing my food so that I have a whole nother day's worth of food, which I don't I don't know if I can do that, but I guess those are my options. Ration food, just not eat Wednesday and Thursday till noon and just be starving. I won't die. Or beg people for food. Not very good options here. Thought of one other not very good option, which would be I can eat as much as I want, and I basically just don't stop hiking until I get to Doc Campbell's, which would mean hiking through the night and getting there sometime between 12 and 4 p.m. because that's when the store is open. So I'd be doing over 24 hours, and I think somewhere around 70 miles. So I got options. I'm tempted by that one. It sounds both terrible and like an incredible story, and would feel incredible once it was over. It'd be a pretty rough night, I think, especially with the lack of sunlight. It's dark from 7 to 7. That's a long time, 12 hours to go walking by headlamp. The other sucky thing about it would be basically I would miss the whole Gila River section by light. It'd all be by dark. So that's would be a bummer. What I think I'm probably gonna do is ration my food. So instead of normally, like for dinner, normally have a ramen and a Knorr's with a salmon packet, and then I'll normally eat some extra stuff too that I have like left over from the day. I'll probably just eat like just a ramen and a salmon packet maybe, and then the next night I'll have just a Knorr's packet, and so then that will create 4 dinners instead of 2, which is what I need. And then basically ration my food out so that I have enough to get at least through Wednesday. And then if I just have to not eat till noon on Thursday, so be it. The other good thing about that option is that since I don't need to be to Doc Campbell's till Thursday at noon, I could potentially pretty severely dropped my mileage to some low miles, so won't be eating as much, but instead of doing 25, 28 miles, might only do like 18 or 15. I'm not really sure. I didn't look at the math too much. So, which is actually kind of surprisingly hard to do, as I found out through the winds. Just you end up kind of just laying around for a good part of the day. But I don't know, I think that's what I'm gonna have to do. Well, it's about 3 o'clock, and here comes my water source. It looks like probably 18 miles to the next water. So again, I will not be making that from 3 o'clock. So again, I will be dry camping, which again means carrying more water than I would like to. But did it yesterday, do it again. After that, I'll be hitting the Gila tomorrow, and depending on which route I take, the river route, don't have to worry about water at all. It's actually too much water is what you have to worry about. Cross it like over 100 times, I believe. You're just in a canyon. The river, the high route is shorter, and it still looked, from what I saw, to be decent water on the high route. Right now, I think I'm probably going to be doing a mix-up, a create your own adventure between the high route and the low route. Maybe do a little bit of both. Just experience both, and I think I got the time. Don't really have the food, but we've discussed that already. Now I gotta make these cows be irritated with me. Look at that, flowing water. That's cool. 7:30, still in bed. Trying to slow down my days, do some shorter miles so that I don't just get to Dot Campbell's and have to do a 0. I still might do a 0 there, depending, but my normal pace, I'll get there Tuesday, which today is Monday. Trying to not get there till Wednesday. So, kind of hanging out, just starting to make coffee. Probably won't start hiking till 8:30 or 9, maybe. It's a little chilly. I just put on my puffy. A little chilly right now, a little windy. Also, I'm not in the sun, so once you get in the sun, it'll be warmer probably. But I should hit the Gila today, I think in about 10 miles-ish. So that should be interesting. So I looked deep into the comments on Far Out, and it's possible that the owners of Dot Campbell's will open up the store if they see a hiker there. So that might change my hiking plan, just because that means I can eat more then. Because I snacked a little in the middle of the night. I felt so hungry, and I ate a full dinner last night, which means that even if I split my dinner tonight, that I won't have a dinner Wednesday. So I might try to get there tomorrow, which should be doable even with my chill start.